Welcome back to digital class, and this is a discussion for book number 4, the 12 types of heuristic problem sum concept, and this is pattern concept and type 4 different figures. Now, let's look at question 15 here. Here says that white squares and black squares are used to form a pattern, and the first 4 figures are shown below. So we know there is the cross, then it becomes a square, and then wow, it goes up to a somehow complicated of figures here. However, luckily they are given us a table, and here says that the table below shows the number of white squares and black squares for the first 4 figures. Complete the table for figure 5. Now we know that figure 5 we have 2 more, 1 and 2 here. Now, the very important thing is you need to read the question and try to recognize the pattern here. Feel free to pause and try to do it. But if you want to follow up with me, you will notice that when it is even number, the black and white squares we have is like one difference. You can see that 5, 4 equals 9. When it is even, it will be 13, 12. Means that it's just one number difference. Okay. And if you also notice, you will notice that when it is odd number, interestingly, if you square, it will become 9. Can you get it? 3 square becomes 9. 5 square equal to 25. Okay, means, yeah, okay. And also, you will notice that when it is even number, oops, it became the same color. When it is even number, look at it. Here we give you the square number, but plus 1. You get a concept here. 2 square plus 1 is equal to 5. 4 square is equal to 16 plus 1 is equal to 17. So now, if here is 6, here will become what? I mean the second one, okay? We know that again is even number, it will square and plus 1. So number 2 is actually 6 square plus 1, which is 36 plus 1, and is equal to 37. And of course, if we know 37, then 37 minus 13, you get it is actually equal to 24. And that is actually for the first question. Okay. So we are done. And let's try to move on to the next one. Let's try to move on to B. B here says that how many white squares are there in figure 10? Now, again, now we're asking for figure 10. Example, now this is figure 10. And we're asking for the white square, which is here. So the interesting thing we can do is we use the same concept here. This is what I will do. 11. This is this again. This is odd. This is odd. And we know this is odd number. So from this odd number, we actually again we can know what is the total number of squares here, which is 11 square. So we know 11 square is equal to 1 to 1. So here's 1 to 1. And again, we know that for even number, the difference is always 1. Means that the difference here is always 1. So we use 1 to 1 to divide by 2, which we know is actually 60.5. And we know white square is always the one lower, because we know 60.5 is either 60 and 61. And we know that white square is the one that is with a lower number. So here 60 is 61. So the answer for B is actually 60. Okay, so it's kind of easy, but quite complicated somehow maybe. So let's look at C. C here says that a figure in the pattern has a total of 441. Now, let me just try to again, what happened is now we have another number which the total is 441. Now 441, we are asking for the figure number, which is the one above here. Again, what interesting is that Total number of squares will be either a perfect square, as you can see from the green color highlight, or either a perfect square plus 1. Perfect square plus 1. So 441, if it is a perfect square, means that here I will know the answer straight away, right? So let's try to square root 441. So C will square root 441 and find out what is the answer. Oops, we know it is actually equal to 21. Again, the same concept. I know that here to here will give me this one. So I know here is 21. And of course, I know the one before it is actually 20. So 21 minus 1 is equal to 20. And we are done with this question. Okay? This is the answer, this is the answer, this is the answer, and this is the answer. And we are done. So this is quite interesting. There might be other ways of doing it, but this is the way, this is the pattern that I recognize from this question. Okay. Anyway, feel free to let me know if you found some other interesting ways to solve it. Okay. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.